समस्त को नमस्कार। कलिंग इतिहास आज गोटे नुआ संस्करण को आपण मानू मो स्वागत जनाऊँगी। आज आम सह वक्ता भाव में जोग देइचंती श्री चारुदत्त पाणिग्राही। सर आपको नमस्कार एवं आपको स्वागत। श्री चारुदत्त पाणिग्राही इज ए डिस्टिंग्विश्ड इंडियन थिंकर, ए versatile author and a technocrat. A polymath, he is known for his work as a reforms scientist and institution builder, both in India and internationally. His latest anthology of poems, Swirl and Still, is just published. Swirl and Still has been nominated for the prestigious limited edition 21st Century Emily Dickinson Award. The award honors American writer Emily Dickinson and recognizes authors who are creative, original, and impactful. TED speaker Mr. Panigrahi has founded FIDR, a think tank that recently marked its 24th anniversary. Crisscrossing states and countries, he is actively working on the Odisha's soft power and creative economy and its deep-seated links with the global milieu. Mr. Panigrahi has long association with Odisha culture, activism, literature, arts, film, and theatres. So, आमे बहुत उत्साहित अच्छु आज श्रीजुक्त चारुदत्त पाणिग्राही महोदय को शुणा। सर आपको बर्तमान मु अनुरोध करी आप वक्तव्य उपस्थापन करेंगे।
थैंक यू। थैंक यू सुनील बाबू, थैंक यू फॉर रीचिंग आउट। हमें तो देखा ही जो ट्रैवल टूरिज्म मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट रे तापरे हमें एटा नेक्स्ट देखा होचे एवं कथा होचे एई भलिया गोटे रविवार दिन डिस्कशन रो इम्पैक्ट आमे जेतो बळे कथा होचे ओडिसा रो सॉफ्ट पावर ओडिसा रो क्रिएटिव इकोनॉमी एई भलिया गोटे डिस्कशन रो इम्पैक्ट बहुत दूर को जाए एवं सेति पय आपनकर एई प्रयास आई रियली commend your endeavor, your efforts, and you have been doing this for about 100 episodes. And this consistency, as I was telling you before this talk, is tremendously important, and consistency is all that matters. We all have great ideas, but consistency in implementation is all that matters. Today in this talk, I'll have about 3-4 sections. First, I'll talk about my background, how, where I have learned lessons in my life, what has been my life so far. And that's why the topic, thank you, the journey of life so far. That's the justification of that topic. And after that, I like to share some of my thoughts about what we should do as civil society, as peer leaders, as influencers, as thinking people, as people of Odisha who want to do something for Odisha and India. I mean, Odisha is not alone. Odisha is not exclusive. It's a part of the country. So India, and now growingly part of the world. So we are all connected. It's a super connected world today. So all this has a meaning. So that will be my talk, more or less, covering these 3-4 areas. More of बहुत पिला बेलू influenced. I've been greatly influenced by some greats. सच्ची राउतराय को लेखा मत बहुत अर्ली एज रे मत बहुत प्रभावित करथिला। तांकर सेही लाइन एबे भी मोर मने अछि, आपण माने समस्त जानि छथि। दिस कम्स फ्रॉम द वेरी फेमस बाजी राउत पर जो वर्ड्स से लिखि दिले। सो से कहती जे नुहे बंधु नुहे या चिता ए देश तिमिर तळे ए अलिभा मुकति सलिता। And when he talks about Baji Raut, young boy who defied the mighty Britishers, and they came, they bullied him, they killed him finally, but he didn't relent. And this is the essence of Odia Jati. ओडिया जातिर जो सॉफ्ट पावर आम कहू व्हाट एसेंशियली सॉफ्ट पावर ये गोटे जार्गन कि गोटे टर्म नुहे इफ यू सिंप्लीफाई बिकॉज आमे ओडिया जाति कथा जो कथा हो टू एस्पेक्ट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट one is simplicity and another is going with the flow the committee and simplicity are the two principal characters elements features of an average odia तेणु एटा हमर स्ट्रेंथ बहुत जाति पाखरे एटा नाही एवं बहुत जाति चेष्टा करे टू गेट दैट सॉफ्ट पावर एवं सची राउतराय जेतबेले एटा लेखंती आ मु जेतबेले एटा पढे पिला बेलु तांकर अनेक पढिची पढिला बेले मते लागे सेतबेले आई वाज वेरी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड एंड आई होल्ड इन ऑ आई वाज ऑ स्ट्रक जे जणे एते पावरफुल लेखा केमति लिखि पारन तांकर अन्य लेखा भी पढिची आपण माने पढिथिबे यू बी नोइंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग तापरे से 1986 रे ज्ञानपीठ पांती 86 रे आई वाज इन रेवेन्सा कॉलेज ग्रेजुएशन टाइम सेतबेले आहुरी सेटा इट स्टोक्स दैट फायर जे आमे we belong to such a great tradition, such a great class, such a great geography, such a great place. এই জাগারে আমি জন্ম হইকিরি ভাবি পারিবানি ছোট কথা ভাবি পারিবানি ভাবি হবনি and that was a strong conviction ঘরে ସବୁବେଳେ we both my parents ମୋ ବୋଉ ଏବଂ ନନା ସେମାନେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମ ଘରେ लिटरेचर चर्चा हुए से दी जन बहुत एकम्प्लिश्ड राइटर बहुत भावती थिंकर्स तेणु भाबिबा एवं चर्चा करिबा म्यूजिक शुणिबा म्यूजिक विषय आलोचना करिबा this was a part of my life, part of my growing up years, and I thank the Supreme, I thank my parents for that, for whatever I am today. It's purely because of that. A discussion बेले आमे जेथिले ए विषय डिस्कस करू सेतबेले we discuss about people and we discuss about the creative people and we discuss about the creations. तेणु ए जो डिस्कशन ए लिटरेचर म्यूजिक ए सबरो डिस्कशन बेले आपण हठात रियलाइज करिवे जे समवेयर यू आर बिल्डिंग योरसेल्फ ए डिस्कशन परे अवश्य सेतबेले सेटा जणा पड़ेनी परे लाइफ रे यू रियलाइज दैट दीज वर द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स तेणु आमे जेतबेले कहूचे जे आपण सुनील बाबू कहउतले जे जणे नॉन रेसिडेंट ओडिया जे बाहर को चली आइथिले से मने पकेले जे तांको मा तांको सुआइला बेले से एबे मने पकोचंती से ओडिया छंद गीत कविता गाउतले what does it signify? It signifies something more, and that is what I see that तांको मा जेतोली स्टैंजा वर्ड्स ओडा सब गाउतले it means the women of our society हम मानको मा हम मानको घर रो स्त्री लोक माने they were much more progressive कहीं ना से हमको मदर्स टंग जिमती हम मार घरे जो भाया आचरण जो भाया भाषा जो भाया संस्कृति हम पिलार भी से हम and that is a proven thing a mother's cultural trends cultural practices language affects the child a lot more so एमती हे बढ़िली सो बढ़िला बेले को माने सेतबेले स्कूल रे नुआ नुआ बही सब आसताए लाइब्रेरी जाउथाए से तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सेतबेले आउ गोटे बही बहुत मत इफेक्ट करथिला पिला बेले वाज अ वेरी डिफरेंट थिंग रॉबर्ट ली स्टीवेंसन ट्रेजर आइलैंड रे लॉन्ग जॉन सिल्वर गोटे कैरेक्टर Long John Silver was a villain, but Long John Silver got a parrot से होता है and he was one-legged. Say इमेजटा पिला बेले बढ़िला बेल को से इमेजटा नहीं कि मु बढ़ी बहुत बहुत थर किछि इमेज रही जाए तेणु एटा हला बेल को सेत बेल गोटे स्पोर्ट्स रो गोटे वेव आसिला स्पोर्ट्स रे किछि स्टार्स आइकॉन सेलिब्रिटीज स्पोर्ट्स राम सेत बेल तो बहुत मैगजीन्स आसु नथला आदि बढ़िया नुहे जे दी you know press of a button you have the entire world stories headlines news everything internet नथिला google नथिला so सेतबेले स्पोर्ट्स स्टार थिला स्पोर्ट्स स्टार रे स्टीफन एडबर्ग हो कि जिमी कॉनर्स हो कि जॉन मैकेनरो हो एमाने सब हम स्टार्स थिले इंडिया राम स्टार्स थिले क्रिकेटर गावस्कर बहुत वेंगसरकर बहुत बड़ बड़ प्लेयर्स एमाने सब आमर सेतबेले आइकन्स थांती मोर सेतबेले आइकन्स थांती मु छमन बहुत फॉलो करता है ओडिसा रे हमरो प्लेयर्स फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स मोर कटक रे बड़ हिची तेनु फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स हम स्टेडियम पाखरे थाउ क्रिकेट मैच देखू तेनु स्पोर्ट्स वाज अ मेजर पार्ट ऑफ आवर ग्रोइंग अप माय ग्रोइंग अप एंड सेतर हॉकी रो भी बहुत अवदान थिला सेतबेले सत्यव्रत स्टेडियम रे हॉकी वाज प्लेड क्वाइट अ लॉट बहुत बहुत यंग पिला सेतबेले हॉकी खेलुଥିଲେ ए सबु भितरे ए खेल पाठ ए सबु भितरे गोटे जिंस वेरी क्रुशियल दैट फॉर्म्ड माय you would say my character my personality was reading so सेतबेले मैगजीन्स आस्तला इलस्ट्रेटेड वीकली संडे अमृत बाजार पत्रिका गोटे संडे आस्तला रीडर्स डाइजेस्ट ऑफ कोर्स ए गुड़ा बहुत सेतबेले मते इंटरेस्टिंग लागुतला बहुत पढुथिले बहुत पढुथिले गुड़ा सो पाठ पे कम एगुड़ा सब बहुत गाली भी बहुत खाउथिले एंड समहाउ पाठ चलता है आई डिड वेल बट कंसंट्रेशन मोर था बहुत सब विषय जानिबा पई देश रे कोन होची बाहर कोन होची सब विषय जानिबा सब विषय जानि की थिंक अबाउट देम एंड शेयर देम नेक्स्ट डे इन द क्लासरूम समस्ते सेठू टिके व्यस्त होती अरे कौन एगुड़ा सब तू कौन एगुड़ा पढ़ी के आसिक एगुड़ा सब कथा होचु बट समहाउ मु सेटा को छाडी पालिनी एबे पर्यंत मु छाडी पालिनी सेटा पढ़ीबाटा सब प्रकार रो जिंस पढ़ीबा एंड व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस इज बिकॉज़ व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ओडिशा एंड व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट आमो ओडिया जाति रो इंटेलेक्चुअल ग्रोथ reading listening are the two major things that our generations our next generations our youth have to do and all that I'm saying today is from my experience there is no preaching I don't want to sound pedantic it's all what I have practiced in my life ए सब हो जेहेतु घरे सब बेले गोटे लिटरेचर एवं म्यूजिक रो गोटे माहौल थिला समस्ते आसंती से समस्त देखी पिला बेलू मनोज दास द ग्रेट्स मनोज दास आनंद महापात्र अखिल पट्टनायक एमान संगे इंटरेक्शन मोर पेरेंट्स मानकर हुए मुझे छिड़ा की शुणु थाए अदा बुझु थाए अदा बुझु न थाए बट से जो इंटरेक्शन विथ पीपल हु थिंक क्रिएटिव हु राइट हु ड्रॉ हु पेंट दिननाथ पाठी सो एमाने सब आइकन्स हम पई से how emane they in the 70s late 70s early 80s throughout the 80s they laid the foundation for Odia culture setobale institutions भी नुआ तैयारी होता है सेनु setobale समान सब इन्वॉल्व थांती एवं बहुत किछि गवर्नमेंट पैट्रोनाइजिंग थाए आ किछि गवर्नमेंट पैट्रोनाइजिंग न थाए setobale तो प्राइवेट सेक्टर नथिला setobale तो CSR नथिला जे सपोर्ट मिलिबो किंतु किछिटा बिजनेस हाउसेस सेतबेले मानको सपोर्ट करतांती एवं बहुत कष्ट रे दे कुड डू व्हाटएवर दे वांटेड टू डू कष्ट मु इति पई कहूची नॉट दैट इट वाज ओनली फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम बट आल्सो द पैट्रोनाइजिंग इज समथिंग आमे सिखिबा दरकार आमे करिबा दरकार आमे एठी जो 6 जण 7 जण एबे अच्छे एवं काली आउ 50 जण होबा काली आउ 60 जण एटा सुनिबे 70 जण सुनिबे let them first realize that we have to read, acknowledge, realize, recognize each other. That is the start point. That is the mood point of a cultural growth, of a cultural organic growth. Social media likes is not the only thing. Social media likes is important because we have to go with time, and that means also a lot, but that's not everything. Recognition comes, particularly in the field of art and literature and culture, comes from a close interaction, a close realization, a close sensitization of what is there and what is not there. आमे एते कथा होचे सब बेले कल्चर विषय कथा होचे, आमे आम जाति कौन थिला आमे कथा होचे, आम जाति कौन होबो आमे सेटा ऊपर टिके वर्तमान कथा हवा दरकार. एंड दैट इज इंपोर्टेंट. कौन होबो किछि दिन परे शिशुपाल गडटा कोन थिबो एबे तो नाही हो, जहाँ टिके अछि रेमनेंट्स, very sorry, 2 pieces, 3 pieces of rocks are what's all remaining there. How can rohibo? And that is in the capital city of the state. Baki to mo kohuni. Baki district re kouthi kon अछि. Kiye रखिबो एटा? कहार दायित्व एटा? मु कहबे आपन दायित्व, आपन कहबे ता दायित्व, से कहबे ता दायित्व, से कहबे सरकार को दायित्व. I understand. We need the support of the government. Where is the civil society? Where is the civil society today which talks about amaro jete district re government college achi seithi pila manaku gotiye course kima gote session diya jauchi ki sei particular district re amaro kon cultural heritage achi? Shouldn't we do that? Who will do that? That particular civil society organization of that particular district should do that. किए करिबो? आमर बहुत क्लब रे आमे जाई भेटू, संध्या बेले कथा हो, सब डिस्ट्रिक्ट अछि मु जानि छी, एंड वेरी वाइब्रेंट. आउ सेटिकार the intellectuals of that particular district or that particular district headquarter are involved in this. Karibo ke. So what I'll talk is also about what action we should take. How do we preserve this? This is a big thing. आमे कही आसुचु जे आमरो ट्रेडर्स माने साउथ एशिया, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया जाउथिले, आमरो कोणार्क अछि, आमरो पुरी अछि. 80 वर्ष 100 वर्ष कहूछु आगे आमे केमती रहिबो, आगु को कोन रहिबो, केमती रहिबो ए कल्चर, केते लोक बुझिबे ए कल्चर टाको, मने रखिबे, बुझिबे. एथिपे कहूछि काइना यंगर जनरेशन जेन एबे तो आमे कहूछु जेन अल्फा, बीटा पर अल्फा, मु तो जेन एक्स, तेनु एक्स पर वाई, वाई पर जेड, जेड पर अल्फा, अल्फा पर बीटा. सो एतिकी वर्ष भितरे जदि आमे बीटा जी 2025 रे जन्म हिची, जदि ताकू आगु को तार 25 वर्ष माने 2050 एंड बियॉन्ड से जदि ए पूरा एतिकी दिन जदि ए ओरिएंटेशन ना न रहिबो, आमे probably next time when we do something like this after 25 years or 30 years, we'll not be talking about that. We'll be only talking about a few industries which are there in the districts. More district re industry hai kala, apanko district re say industry se kala. So what does it mean? It means that we have to now get to a building phase जोठी आमे निजोकू तैयारी करिवा को पड़िबो, and which means, in other words, we have to look inwards, we have to meditate, we have to meditate ourselves to build ourselves first. मु जदि मो निजो कथा आगे देखिबी ताहले मु आउ 15 लोकंकर कथा देखि परिबे, मु ताऊ कहि परिबी that this is what has helped me, this is my learning in life, and this is what you should do. So वर्तमान स्टेज रे मोर लाइफ रे I have learned to be meditative, to be aware, more aware, and to realize who I am. And आपण जदि समझते एक कथाटा को टिके if you take this a little inside, little internal, you will realize what I'm saying. वर्तमान आम यूथ आपण माने जो माने you are still connected to what is happening at the district, below district, villages, towns, cities, कौन होची आपण realize करिवे that many of our youths are spending a lot of time in social media like reels and other stuff. हठात ନିଜର ଇମେଜ ଉଠେଇବାଟା ଗୋଟେ huge craze ହେଇଛି. It's a huge craze. There's nothing wrong in that. The whole world is doing that. I'm not saying that you can't alienate. ଆପଣ କବେ ନା isolate କରିକି ନା 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 ତୁମେ ପାଞ୍ଚ ଜଣ ତୁମେ ଏମିତି କରିବନି. No, they are connected to the world. But my point is, how do we build them? How do we build them to realize what they are? How do we tell them that in a day, for some time, think about yourself, be yourself, be silent and listen. These are a few characteristics that builds a person. So somebody has very famously said that if you sow a thought, you reap an act. If you sow an act, you reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you reap a character. If you sow a character, you reap a destiny. So when we are talking about the rejuvenation, the rekindling of this entire state, the culture, we have to realize that we have to build people. We have to help them. We have to give them a helping hand and handhold them, support them, mentor them. Our state mentoring from seniors to juniors need to be much more. Our state jete dur hoba kotha, amar jete cultural richness achi, jete dur hoba kotha heini. And that has been primarily because of somewhere we have this insecurity. Jodi mu ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ handhold kari, jodi if I support you and you are better than me, then I have a problem. You cannot be better than me. So age of feeling that somewhere has to be defeated. And this feeling can be defeated if you open your eyes, if you open yourself. And how do you open yourself? How do you go out? When you go inside, you go out. There is a saying that a tall tree has to have roots down to the hell. Only then a tree can be a strong tree, a tall tree. So we have to do this. Who will do the groundwork? It's not only the schools or the school teachers. Where is the civil society? I'm again coming back to the same point. Where is the civil society? Who does this? बहुत वर्ष तले मोर मने अछि another influence which played a major role in my thinking, in my evolution as a person was ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମନେ ଥିବ ପ୍ରଜାତନ୍ତ୍ରର ଗୋଟେ ବାହାରୁଥିଲା ଗାଁ ମଜଲିସ. ଗାଁ ମଜଲିସ was a very it was a cartoon. In the cartoon ଯେମିତି ଆରକେ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ cartoon ବାହାରୁଥିଲା, very powerful. ଗାଁ ମଜଲିସ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବାହାରୁଥିଲା ପ୍ରଜାତନ୍ତ୍ରରେ ରେଗୁଲାରଲି, ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ମନେ ଥିବ ପ୍ରଜାତନ୍ତ୍ର ଝଙ୍କାର ଥିଲା, ଏବେ ବି ଝଙ୍କାର ଅଛି. ସେତେବେଳେ ବିଶ୍ୱ ମିଳନ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଇଥିଲା. ବିଶ୍ୱ ମିଳନରେ ମୋ parents were also, ସେମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଲେଖୁଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ young age ରେ, they were also awarded as young poets. ପ୍ରତି ଜିଲ୍ଲାରୁ youth were participating and they were awarded for their quality of work, original work. କେତେ ବଡ଼ ଜିନିଷ. ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ intellectual congregation and encouraging them. ଜାତି encourage କରିବା କଥା. ମଣିଷ ମଣିଷକୁ ଯଦି encourage କରିବନି କିଏ କରିବ? ମଣିଷ is the only, human is the only animal which can look around. The only animal which is erect. And probably because it can look around, probably that is why it has become escapist. That is why आपण जेतेबेले सामना रे किछि गोटे ट्रुथ आसे वी एस्केप probably you can see others can't गोटे लायन तो अपन सामना रे आसीबो ना लायन cannot escape you have to escape so with all this that the Lord has given us the Supreme has given us are we utilizing that are we doing anything with that that's my question that's my fundamental question what are we doing with that से जड़े गोटे लोक बहुत दूर रे पहाड़ उपरे छिड़ा होता स्टिल सो 3 जन तले थिले सो जड़े कहला why is he standing there probably because he is waiting for his lost goat चलटा हो जे जगी और जन ना मत लागुची कहा सांगरे गोटे जाइथिला and he's lost his friend in the sense he is waiting for his friend to come back so that they can come down together ଆଉ ଜଣେ କହିଲେ ନା 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 ସେ meditate କରୁଛନ୍ତି so all three of them went up so the first person asked him are you waiting for your lost goat he said no I'm not are you waiting for your lost friend or the friend who's not here you can't see him and you're waiting for him to come and then go down together well no are you meditating he said no I'm just standing have you realized how many times in your life in your day today you've just done something you've just done it I'm just sitting I'm just talking now I'm just doing that I'm going with the flow I'm just doing that I have to now talk to a podium a platform and I'm doing that how many times have we done that we are always distracted we are always discursive we are always doing 10 things at a time and somewhere we think that we can do everything we are very good at everything and at the end of the day complete dissipation of energy we are left energyless youth today are spending on an average more than about 2 hours on social media particularly on reels and there is something called brain rot this is rotting they can't think how long do you and I talk about the past glory of Odisha when the youth is actually directionless and they if you ask me I don't blame them I blame myself because we have to reach where they want us to reach them and handle them and guide them somebody has to tell them that look this is what I have done in my life I have done my mistakes I have learned this is my learning so please learn and please take this as a guide every human being is intelligent everyone and we should not assume that the next generation doesn't know anything or are insensitive or are mindless no I won't say that they're not mindless we are making them mindless we are instrumental in making them mindless so is sabu bhitre and I have also a ga majlis biswa milana jhankar is sabu bhitre then I realized that there is a strong connect between governance and literature intellectualism and literature and that connect has been tried to in this experiment of biswa milana jhankar prajatantra ka majlis bringing out contemporary topics subjects to the people asking people to react because most of the times we are all passive the first thing that we need to do is to react I often act as a gadfly I provoke people to react to come out of their shells and then I'll take them inside because to meditate you have to throw out the garbage there's a lot of garbage inside so you have to throw all of that out so we do that Now, when this orientation happened and I was going through this, I realized that I am venturing out because career is at the stage asila when I had to venture out. And when I ventured out, I realized ଆପଣ ପଢିଥିବେ ଆଜି ଗତକାଲି ଏଇ 2-3 ତଳେ ମିଷ୍ଟର ବିନୋଦ କୁମାର ଶୁକ୍ଲା, a very renowned poet, writer of India, has been awarded Gyanpith Award. Very recently, the 59th Gyanpith Award awardee, if I'm not mistaken. And he's written something very interesting. He said, कितना सुख था कि हर बार घर लौटकर आने के लिए मैं बार बार घर से बाहर निकलूंगा, घर को फेरिया पे घर को बाहर को जाए. And this exactly explains, and I thought it was so relevant. There was a phase in the economy of Odisha when we didn't have many investments, we didn't have many business establishments, we didn't have many non-government business establishments. So traditionally, like it happens in a small economy, growing economy in India, not only in Odisha, but in other states also, I've seen this. People try to go out in search of better livelihoods, in search of better occupation, in search of better livelihood and jobs, vocations. Odisha also had to go through that phase. There was a time that multilateral, bilateral agencies like World Bank, DFID, USAID, ସମସ୍ତେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାକୁ ସେତେବେଳେ help କରୁଥିଲେ because Odisha was underdeveloped, industrially not advanced, ବାହାରକୁ ଯାଉଥିଲେ. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଗୋଟେ time ଆସିଛି when our per capita should be in the tune of about 1,84,000 or 1,90,000. Our economy size is roughly, budget size is around 3 lakh crores. Economy size is about 9-10 lakh crores. A time rate, and the investments asuchi, minerals achi, investments asuchi. So people would like to come back. People would certainly like to come back. I don't agree when some people say, because I have been in talks with large number of people, groups, cohorts across India, across Baharivi, across the Odia diaspora. They have expressed their interest in coming back. Kintu, good a family, partners are not willing to come back often because जी ओडिसा ता को इच्छा थिबो बट जदी आरो जन को ओडिसा रो नुहे किबा आरो जन को younger, they would not like to come back because there aren't good facilities in Odisha, they say, right? What do you do then? घर कैसे लौटेंगे? How will they come back? घर को क्यों फेरिबे? घर को जदी न फेरिबे, vacuum टा create तो हेई जाइछि, so others will come in. When others will come in, there will be a social difference, a social, a thought that, acha, आम लोक तो के हेलेनी बाहर लोक हो गले कौन करिवे आम लोक तो आसु नाथि आम लोक तो जानू नाथि एबे कोन होउछि ओडिसा रे के जणैबो तेणु this kind of a platform and the work that we do is very relevant. आमे तेणु कोन करिवा कथा प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो I urge all of you प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्ट रे एबुलिया गोटे डिस्कशन फोरम आगे हो प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो स्ट्रेंथ वीकनेसेस से माने रियलाइज करंतु district people, let them find solutions, let them talk to the district ओडिया डायस्पोरा बाहर जो मन अछि state level जहाँ होची but civil society responsibility एटा हवा उचित. They should then talk to them about architecture, about art, about heritage, about legacy. एई particular district हम कौन थिलु तुमे जदि आसीबो बे situation कौन अछि आमो इकोनॉमी बे कोठी अछि, where are we heading, why are we heading, How do we connect economy to your well-being? How do we connect art and culture and heritage to your well-being? What is your well-being? Where is that happiness index? What is that happiness? I was giving a talk and I was talking to them about that happiness index. Is GDP everything? No, certainly not. ଆମେ କହୁଛୁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ happiness country very happy, or city very happy. You know, Copenhagen is now the happiest city. Finland is the happiest country some 8th time or 9th time. Now, why are they happy? How are they happy? Why can't we be happy? The essence of Puri, ମୁଁ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ବଡ଼ ହେଲା ବେଳକୁ ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ ବହୁତ closely have been involved in the social dynamics, social life of cities and places like Puri, Titlagarh, Berhampur, obviously Kotak, Ganjam, other places other than Berhampur. So I've realized that Puri re, what is the culture in Puri? What does the Lord of the Cosmos tell us? The Lord of the Cosmos tells us a very simple thing in life. He says, life is very simple. Enjoy your life. What does that mean? ଦି ପ୍ରକାର ମାର୍ଗ ଥାଏ। ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ସମର୍ପଣ, ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ସଂକଳ୍ପ। ସମର୍ପଣରେ I submit myself completely. ମୁଁ ହେଇକି ରହିନି, ମୁଁ ତୁ, ଯାହା ହବ ତୁ, ଯାହା କରୁଛୁ ତୁ, ଯାହା ଭାବୁଛୁ ତୁ। ସଂକଳ୍ପ କ'ଣ? It's a different road. Both the roads go to the same place, but it's a different road. ସଂକଳ୍ପ ହେଉଛି ମୁଁ ନିଜକୁ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରିବି, ଏତେ ପ୍ରିପେୟାର କରିବି ଯେ ମୁଁ ହିଁ ହେଇଯିବି। You will not be there. अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, ମୁଁ ହିଁ ତ I am, I exist. ତୁମେ କିଏ? ତୁମେ ତ ମୋ ଭିତରେ ଅଛ, ମୁଁ ଅଛି ତୁମ ଭିତରେ। So this synchronicity, this complete synchronization, this complete congruence, this complete tandem is what our culture is. Our culture, and this is the happiness. Happiness অর্থ কোন? সচ্চিদানন্দ। অর্থ কোন? অর্থ হলো be one in the flow. Be in the flow. This is what we have to tell the youth today. Build yourself, build your character. Either you submit. Submission অর্থ কোন হবো? In real terms, submission অর্থ হবো culture building. How do you submit yourself to the elders? How do you respect? Why do you respect? Respect the system, respect the social fabric, respect the family fabric. This is culture. On the other hand, what do you do in Sankalpa or commitment? So if one is doing, the other one is happening. Samarpana is happening. It happens. Everything is designed. It will happen. Another one is doing. I will do so that I'll ease your happening. I'll ease this. Both of us go to the same place, the ultimate. So what do we do? How do we do this? We have to build. If the youth today has the energy, if the youth today has the tenacity, and they have the interest, how will they have this interest? How will they generate the interest? We have to be the generators. We have to be the catalysts. We have to generate that interest to build them. If one youth of Raigada understands this, 100 more would come to that positive aura or to that positive field. This is how a race builds itself. We have to build enough of superficial things. We have spent a lot of time talking about superficial things. ଆମର ଏଇଟା ଅଛି, ଆମର ଏମିତି ଥିଲା, ଆମେ ଏମିତି ଅମୁକ ଦିବସ କରିଦେଲୁ, ଅମୁକ ଗୀତ ଗାଇଦେଲୁ, That's all good, but where is the internalization? तुमे गाई देलो, तुमे तो गाउचो. But mo pai kon hela seta. Every youth today is thinking about that. And that is why the distance. Hame jete, no matter how much we brood about it, how much we feel sorry about it, where is the solution? Do we keep feeling sorry for the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, as long as we are alive? Is that the solution? Is that our responsibility? Is that what we should do after all these talks? Where are we heading? We're talking about sustainable development goals. We have critical minerals. We have all the minerals. We have 98% of chromite of India's reserve in bauxite, half of India's, about 49-50% of India's reserve. Iron ore, manganese, everything. What do? We keep on mining and we keep on doing this, sending to other places and say that we are growing. And say that this is our per capita GDP, this is the growth. Is that the growth only that we are looking at? Who's asking the institutions? Are you questioning the institutions that have been operational for the last so many years? What are they doing? Aren't we as citizens responsible for that? Shouldn't we ask the questions? Is it wrong? आमे जदि गोटे इंस्टीट्यूशन को पचारिबा जे आज्ञा आपण टैक्स पेयर पैसा रे इंस्टीट्यूशन चलीची यार अभिप्राय यार ऑब्जेक्टिव एया हैज इट डन दिस एटा पचारिबा कोन आमर कर्तव्य नुहे आपण यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कल्चर को पचारचंती यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कल्चर रे गला 10 वर्ष भितरे केतोटी डिसर्टेशन पेपर हिची केतोटी रिसर्च पेपर हिची व्हाट इज द रिसर्च दैट हैज बीन डन एंड व्हाट इज द आउटकम ऑफ दैट डू यू नो डू आई नो इज देयर समथिंग देयर इन द वेबसाइट नथिंग गोटे पिला भवानीपाटना रे गोटे पिला जदि से कल्चर ऊपर किछि करिवो will he get any material, will she get any material? Let's be practical. How can he or she do anything in culture? से कौन करियो से बाहर को जाई कि अन्य स्टेट रो कल्चर स्टडी करियो क्या करियो नहले बाहर जाई सेठू से सपोर्ट आनी एठी आसी करियो सो हाउ आर यू बिल्डिंग द कैपेसिटी इनसाइड द स्टेट इट्स ऑल एक्सटर्नल ओडिसी रिसर्च सेंटर कौन रिसर्च करिसेंती ओडिसी रे डू यू नो डू आई नो डज एनीवन नो Do people who are there in Odisha Research Center know? I don't know who they are. This is nothing personal. This is about a system. For the first time, India is now looking strongly, positively, progressively at Viksit Bharat 2047. We are going to be the economy in about as many years from now, 22, 23 years. The head of the country, the prime minister, has vision to drive the entire country to a particular level where you have lifestyle for environment, LIFE, which he propounded during G20. What do we do with that? How do we localize that? Isn't it our responsibility to operationalize that? Who will do that? So we have to look at that. We have to look at how we'll protect our environment. What is the biodiversity of Odisha? What is the green coverage of Odisha? There are 550 slums in Bhubaneswar. There are about 70 parks in Bhubaneswar, out of which about 30-35 are habitable, the rest are not habitable. Even urban management needs to be spruced up, needs to be developed. You have to give enough space, enough breathing space for kids to come up, to grow. Many of the people now in Bhubaneswar, AQI is horrible. It's 100 odd plus. We never expect AQI in Bhubaneswar to be so bad. So the children then will have autoimmunity disorders. The cases of asthma and COPD and all of that is on the rise. Has to happen. So everything is connected. Culture, heritage, art, legacy, architecture is connected to our everyday life. We should not treat them as something separate, as something different. No, no, no. Seta alga kotha. It's not different. It's a part of our life. If we don't realize that, then art, culture, heritage is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. It will be confined to 4 or 5, or not even 4 or 5, 1 or 2 institutions, a few token activities here and there, because there's no civil society thinking. There's no civil society pressure. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. And if this continues in a manner in which, we are in a very complacent journey, then how do you expect Odisha's quality of work in writing, movies, theater, fine arts, painting, sculpting? How will this go to a different level with so much of support from everyone? If the civil society doesn't do this, then where do we go? I'll give an example. And who's responsible for this? Now we are all saying that our economy Odisha's economy is looking bright because we have even more critical minerals now, rare earths. So all this will be there. Your chip industry will thrive, your semiconductor industry will thrive, minerals asibo. Achi. There's a story. Valmiki Ramayana lekhiba aguru. You all know that Valmiki was a notorious robber. So से कौन करती हाईवे रे जगी थांती और लोक मान को अटैक करती लूट करती आ घर नहीं की सेटा दियंती एंड घरे they had plenty सब बड़े पाती से जिंस लूट करती एवं दियंती थोड़े नारद आस्तले नारद का हाबुड़ पड़ले सेठो नारद को धरले कौन अच्छी दे दिया नारद कहले मो पाखे तो किसी नहीं बीणाटा अच्छी बीणा देबिनी बीणा नहीं तो कौन करियो आओ सेमी जदि कहूँ बीणा भी देदेवी कि गोटे कम कर टे घरे जाकर पचारे जे तू ये सब जहाँ करुचु कि रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नब तो ये जो तू लोक मारुचु जो चोरी करुचु ये जो ठगेरी करुचु यहाँ किए रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नब हाँ हाँ यहाँ तो मो फैमिली करुच्ची मोर कौन अच्छी मुझे कहीं करता मुझे तो मोर स्त्री करुच्ची मो माँ करुच्ची मो छुआ करुच्ची कहले तू गोटे कम कर जब तो विश्वास होनी मत टाइम अराउंड दिस ट्री मत बांधी दे गो होम आस्क देम he went and asked his wife first. His wife said, no, I have never told you. It's your duty to maintain us. So तुम्हें कोठ आन मु तुम कही नथली एटा दे कर बोली पो कहला ना ना मु तो केबे कहनी मां कहले केबे मु कहबिनी केबे मु कहबी कि ओ मां कहबो पो तू जाय कि या कर आमे खुशी रे रहबो आमे कंफर्टेबली रहबो so you do this. Which mother will say that? Nobody will say that. So nobody takes responsibility of this. He came back, he prostrated and he said, "Aja, बहुत भूल ही जाइए." और से दिन तो he was a changed man and rest all of you know how he went and wrote this epic. So the point that I'm trying to make is nobody will be responsible. Nobody will be responsible except ourselves. And there is no other alibi or excuse to say that आम पाखे थिला आमे मिनरल्स यूज कलु आमे एटा कलु बट आवर EQ इमोशनल कोशेंट our human development quotient our character our inner core has not improved has not developed. What's the point? I'm from Jagannath Kuluko. What's the point? Jagannath koro जहाँ आम प्रति दया अच्छी एवं तांकर आम प्रति जो मेसेज अच्छी जदि आम से बुझू आउ जदि खाली सेतिकी करू सेतिकी बुझी जदि आम करू काम आमर किसी दरकार नहीं आम सेल्फ सफिशिएंट जदि हम खाली सेतिकी करू फर्स्ट थिंग इज केबे भी तांकर काहा प्रति there is no sectarian view there is no bias everybody is same there is no binary good bad हेले अद्वैत हमको कहते हमको अद्वैत द्वैत नुहे अद्वैत सिंगल यूनियन तेणु आमे आमर नैरेटिव द वे वी राइट आमर पोएम्स आमर लिटरेचर आमर प्रोज आमर स्क्रीन प्लेज आमर थिएटर आमर स्टोरीज आमर म्यूजिक all are should be much above the mediocre. This is what he means by, or the Lord means by, nijuko expose karo. Keep yourself open because everything is mine. The good is mine, the bad is mine. The white is mine, the black is mine. Yeah, the beautiful is mine, the ugly is mine. Why do you have to dissect all this and say that this is this, that is this? No, that's not this and that. It's one. And all of that belongs to nature, him. And everything flows. There is a flow. There is a flow. So when you say yes to a flow, that essentially is tantra. Often we say that ame केवल पुरी रे नुहे हमर बहुत जगह रे ओडिसा रे तंत्र पीठ अछि तंत्र रो एसेंस हला you go with the flow you don't go against the flow ame कोन होए बेले बेले we are too tired नदी को के डेइबो एते जिंस के करिवो सो हमें नदी रो साइड रे छिड़ाई दिबा देखुतबा नदी रो फ्लो होतो this is not a way to develop हमें केबे नदी को जदी न डेइबा जीवानी then we cannot flow जदी हमें मेन स्ट्रीम रे यूथ आउ नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को न आनिबा हमें साइड रो देखिबा एवं we be as bystanders give our comments it's not going to help anyone it will never help anyone we'll stay like this we'll go on like this the same things we'll be discussing maybe after 100 years and then of course these things will not be there to discuss also there'll be something else there's this very interesting story that once a chemist a physicist and an economist were marooned stranded in a desert can of beans thila so seta ko samane they wanted to open that tin opener nathila so the chemist said ठीक अछि it will erode the chemist na it will erode over a period of time sera bahari jo no this is not very satisfying or practical thing and this can't happen so the physicist said let's do one thing I'll try to create a tin opener with something that I can find and then he went around he didn't find anything he said no sorry I can't do any I can't open this and the economist said let's assume there's a tin opener so assumption will not help assumption doesn't help how do we assume and why do we assume it's not required we have all the information we have all the knowledge we know everything and knowing everything if we don't act what do we tell ourselves? How do you answer yourself? How do you mirror yourself? Because every day when you go back, you finish the day, and when you go back to yourself, how much time do you spend yourself knowing properly, aware, alert that you've done something for your state? And isn't it something very important? Isn't it why all of us are here in this podium today? Aren't we thinking the same thing for the state, that we, all of us, want to contribute? How do you contribute? Or do we only talk and forget? So we have to contribute, and we have to be true to ourselves. And this is the essence of what I have been telling, and I'm practicing over the years, is to meditate. Odisha is the place where Buddha has given us the technique, the template, the soil to meditate. So if we have Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, Chausuti Jogini, who can be a better meditator than all of us? Why don't we meditate? We have gone a long way from meditating. We are a long distance away from meditation. And meditation doesn't mean that you have to go to some esoteric mountain to close your eyes and do meditation. No. As a race, if you need to have a culture which is aesthetically higher, superior, you to take yourself to a different level, then how does this meditate manifest? Jate cinema hobo, so cinema there'll be a sense of quietness, there'll be a sense of intensity, there'll be quality. Jate theater hobo, there'll be quality theater, and quality means, you know what I mean, quality of screenplay, quality of story, quality of music. Jate lekha hobo, there'll be of high quality. Now, what is that high quality? How do you define high quality? High quality is something touching all our lives, to do with all our lives, and to do with our future lives. So there'll be an element of futuristic thoughts. There'll be an element of present thoughts, because present is all that matters. We haven't seen tomorrow. We are not living in the past. Past is gone. We have quality if we do the manifestations of meditation. We'll have quality in the kind of painting that we do, the kind of music we produce. And all of this together will produce the Orissa, or the culture, or the essence of this ethos which you're talking about, and which is bothering all of us. Why are we bothered? Then quality ସବୁ ତଳକୁ ଚାଲି ଯାଉଛି, ପିଲାମାନେ ଆଉ କଥା ହଉନାହାନ୍ତି, ଭାଷା ବଦଳି ଗଲାଣି, ଟିଭି ଶୋ ଗୁଡା ଅବାନ୍ତର ହେଇଗଲାଣି, ଟିଭି ଶୋର ଭାଷା ଅଲଗା ପ୍ରକାର ହେଇଗଲାଣି, ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷାର ଆଉ ୱେଟ୍ ରହୁନି, ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷାର ଗ୍ରାଭିଟି ଆଉ ରହୁନି, ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷାର ଡିକ୍ସନ ନାହିଁ, ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷାର ଚେଷ୍ଟିଟି ଆଉ ନାହିଁ, ମିଶି ଯାଉଛି, ଲୋକ ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା କଥା ହଉଛନ୍ତି, ଲୋକ ଅଲଗା ପିନ୍ଧୁଛନ୍ତି, ଓ ଲୋକ ଅଲଗା ବିହେଭ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି. କାହିଁକି ଆମେ କଥା ହଉଛେ? Why is it bothering us? It is bothering us because we know that there is an essence, there is a core, there is an element which needs to be maintained. ସେଟା ହଉନି because one, times will change. ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଯାହା 60 ବର୍ଷ ତଳେ ଥିଲା ଏବେ ରହିବ ସେମିତି ହବନି. ଏବେ ଗାଁ ରହିବନି because ଗାଁ has to urbanize. That's the truth. We have to look ahead. But the challenge is, and if our culture is strong, is what we assume, what we think, if it is strong, then it will withstand the change and have its core elements woven into the change. There lies our success. There lies the temerity, the strength, or the character of the culture of the state. And if that happens, then you know that yes, we have stood the test of time. Jodi seteବେଳେ ଲୋକ were seafarers, and they were going to South Asia and Southeast Asia or other parts of the world. Even today, our young generation, the next gen IT guys can do the same thing. Let them go anywhere they want to go. They have to go, they should go. It's a global world. You can't stop them. But wherever they go, they will have the Odia essence. And this is what I have always been advocating. I will advocate that with change, we have to change, but the core remaining the constant. So a change, but no change is what we have to practice. Not only advocate, but practice. Practice ourselves and then transfer this practice to the youths, to the next generations. That's our responsibility. We have to do that. I'll just read out one little poem from this book which Sunil Babu is talking, and this has been awarded. This is called Swirl and Still. I don't know, you can see this, but so this is that book, and I'll just read out one which talks about identity. It says, the name of the poem is Identity. Identity. His life asked him for his identity. I say, it's an unseasonal drop on the pane glass pane. Just a vagabond bird, B-A-R-D, जो singers माने they travel and sing, ताको bird कहते हैं. Just a vagabond bird, a silent crooner. Crooner is one who sings, a silent singer. Sans meaning, without meaning. Meaning is a frame that defines, but a drop is a drop. From somewhere up to somewhere down, from a vastness to a vastness, a drop, a bird, and nothing. When has nothing ever been anything? His life asked him for his identity. I say it's anything that is your thing. This is a small poem on identity.
That's quite lovely, sir. It is quite tempting for me to ask you few things about this particular book that you have written. In fact, about your talk, I will probably you are not yet complete. But before that, I would just like to make a comment. I have not yet gone through the book. I have only seen the cover pages, the front and the back. But that is indicative enough that this book has been written in a contemplative mode. The kind of statement that you have made in the backside of the page, it only indicates that somebody when is in a contemplative mode can only come out with this sort of expressions, expressions. So that is quite really interesting. Even the naming, the swirls and the still. Swirl is a movement which is not in a particular direction, but it indicates only motion. So probably that is what you want to indicate in your caption of the book. Very interesting.
And that's why I've written, the byline is that it's a canvas of that and this. It's not binary. Everything is here. Everything is all of us.
Okay, sir. Sir, back to you, sir. You are all kindly carry on.
Yeah. So now that you have mentioned about this, Swirl and Still, let me also tell you something. Quick story. I'm sure you would have all read Rumi. You must have read Rumi.
Yes.
Yes. So Rumi got a story. Again, Rumi has been a big influence in my life. Gulzar, Rumi, Amakotakra, Okrimanti. So they have all been big influences. The way they think. So Rumi was a mystic, has been a mystic.
Sir, you are pressing all the hot buttons by mentioning all these names. You are taking us back to a time where we actually enjoyed reading all these authors. So please carry on.
So, emanko sangre jo jone jonकर ना कहले emanko sangre I have also worked with them. So somewhere I have work with them. ତେଣୁ ମୋର ୟାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ involvement is quite deep. ଥରେ a lover comes and knocks on the door of the beloved. So Vitru beloved asks, who's this? So he कहला, it's me. ସେଠୁ silence, କବାଟ ଖୋଲୁନି। ପୁଣି କିଛି ସମୟ ଗଲା, again he knocked. ସେ କହିଲା, who's this? ସେ କହିଲା, it's me. Strange, I mean, you can't know it's me. बहुत समय गला, not opening the door. କିଛି ସମୟ ପରେ ଟିକେ irritated ହେଇଗଲା, ହେଇକି ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଜୋରରେ କବାଟ ମାରିଲା। So why don't you open the door? It's me. ସେ କହିଲା, my room is too small for two. Go back. ସେ ସେଠୁ ଚାଲିଗଲା ଲୋକଟା। ବହୁତ ସମୟ ପରେ ପୁଣି ଆସିଲା, ବହୁତ ଦିନ ପରେ ଆସିଲା, ନକ୍ କଲା ଆଉଥରେ। ସେ କହିଲା, who's this? ସେ କହିଲା, it's you. Come in. My room is enough for one. A lover and a beloved can't be two. They have to be one. That's love. In that context, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କଥା ହଉ, ଆମର piety, ଆମର piousness, our piety of Odia people, the way we are connected to Puri, to our Lord, is like this. There is no two. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଚଳନ୍ତି ପ୍ରତିମା, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେ କଥା ଶୁଣନ୍ତି, ସେ ଭକ୍ତର ଠାକୁର, ସେ କାନ୍ଦନ୍ତି, ସେ ହସନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଗାଳି ଦିଅନ୍ତି, ଡାଉକ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଗାଳି ଦିଅନ୍ତି, ବୋଲି ବାଣୀ ହୁଏ, ସବୁ ପ୍ରକାରର ହୁଏ। କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ ହୁଏ? ହୁଏ ଏଥିପାଇଁ, because we are one. ସେଇ ଲେଭେଲର ଯଦି ଆମେ ଅନୁଭବ କରିପାରିବା, ଆଉ ସେ ଡେପ୍ଥକୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଯାଇପାରିବା, ଆଉ ଆମେ ଯିବା ଉଚିତ। ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ I will always maintain that we are the richest. We are the richest race in this entire place, because in this entire cosmos, because the Lord is with us. ଆମେ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁଭବ କରେଇବାକୁ ପଡିବ, ନେକ୍ସଟ ଜେନକୁ କରେଇବାକୁ ପଡିବ, ସେମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରିବେ। ଏଇ ଏଜରେ you don't expect a youth to understand this at his or her age. But if you inculcate that, if you imbibe that, if you help that to be imbibed, then that piety will happen. Then there is justification. ଆପଣ ରାସ୍ତା ଘାଟ କବାଟ ପଛରେ ସବୁଠି ଷ୍ଟିକର ଚକା ଆଖି ଚକା ଆଖି ଚକା ଆଖି, ତାକୁ ରିଚୁଆଲିଷ୍ଟିକ କରି, ତାକୁ କମର୍ସିଆଲ କରିକି, that's not the way. Of course that will happen, nobody can stop that. Rituals can happen, should happen, good for them ଯେ କରୁଛି, ଦୋକାନ ଯେ କରିଛି। But ଆମ ଘରର ଯିଏ ମୁରବୀ, ଆମର ଯିଏ ସବୁ କିଛି, ଯଦି ସେ ଆମକୁ, ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଯଦି ଏକ ନ ପାଇଛେ, ଯଦି ନ ବୁଝିଛେ, ତାହେଲେ ସେ ଆମ ଘରେ ଥାଇକି ଲାଭ କ'ଣ? ସେ ଆମ ଘରେ କେବେ ରହିଲେ ତାହେଲେ? So that's the deeper meaning of meditation, what I'm trying to tell you in this entire talk. And last but not the least, ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ମୁଁ ଯୋଉଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଥିଲି, କହୁଥିଲି ସଂକଳ୍ପ ଆଉ ସମର୍ପଣ ଭିତରେ ଯୋଉ difference, the two lines, two roads to the same destination. Puri is probably the only place where it has merged, it has converged. It's not easy, it can't converge normally. ମୋ ମତରେ Puri has an example where you will see Puriର ଯେତେ ସର୍ଭିଟର ଅଛନ୍ତି, ମନ୍ଦିରର ଯେତେ ସେବକ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସବୁ ସେବକ are very careful about first their physical capability, their physical alertness, their physical development. ସେମାନେ ସବୁବେଳେ disciplined ଥାନ୍ତି। I'm not talking about aberration. There will be aberration, there will be exceptions. I'm not talking about that. जो 64टा जगह घर अच्छी पुरी रे कौन पे अच्छे दे वर सपोज टू आमे कहू गार्ड द टेम्पल गार्ड कौन टेम्पल गार्ड कौन करिवे ताको कौन आपने गार्ड करिवो सेति पे आई नेवर यूज द टर्म जय जगन्नाथ आई ऑलवेज से ओम जगन्नाथ आपण कौन जय जगन्नाथ से कौन इजी वेटिंग फॉर योर जयगान सिप्रा अवतारी से तो अवतार नुहे अवतारी से तांकर जयगान आम करिवार किछि आवश्यकता नहीं आपण तांकू निज भितर को आनंती ओम ओम जगन्नाथ दैट्स व्हाट आई ऑलवेज से तेणु कमिंग बैक टू द टॉपिक जेतबेले सर्विटर माने तांकर निजर सो ऑल ऑफ देम आर वेरी डिसिप्लिन से माने सब दिन सकाळ जगह घर को जानती सब दिन से माने प्रैक्टिस करती सब दिन से माने रेसलिंग और अन्य फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस करती सो दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ संकल्प हाउ आई डेवलप माय सेल्फ टू गो देयर प्रथम बॉडी तापरे मन द माइंड एंड देन द सोल दिस इज द वे टू वेल-बीइंग दिस इज द वे टू ग्रेटनेस दिस इज द वे टू my own well-being so that I can merge with the great. I can merge with him, the supreme. I can be one. That is the essence of tantra, in my opinion. Seita amapakre that capability is there. Tenu jette sebayat takor disciplined life maintain karanti, nije कर्म करती एवं निजे संकल्प नियंती जे आमे एटा करिवु एंड गोटे पॉइंट पर से छाड़ी दिखते समर्पण तुम्हें तो अच्छा तुम्हें तो कर सब तो तुम्हें कर मोर तो नुहे कि सब तुम्हें कर somebody was asking the other day somebody was saying that more business रे I'm doing so well बहुत किछि होछि आगु बहुत किछि हबो So he was going on and on and on. Then a master asked him, Sabu to tumo control rachi? Everything is under my control. Everything. Is your breath under your control? Can you stop your breath anytime you want to? Can you have your breath anytime you want to? Suppose your breath is stopped. Can you again have the generate your breath? Can you do that? Simple thing. There was silence. So there's nothing in our hands, but there is some God. That is all we can do. We can develop ourselves because this has been given to us by the Supreme. So we have to do what we are supposed to do, what's our duty, and rest, leave it to the Supreme. Probably this is the meaning of Karmanyavadigrasta Mahaplasa, simplified way. Because I took a lot of my growing up years understanding more बहुत conflict thila mundare. I have gone through a lot of conflict. That should I completely surrender? कोठी ego को ना 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 I can do this. जोटी fail मारिबो अरे तुम ही तो कलनी. जोटी success है जो अरे मु तो कली. So this duality was troubling me for a long time. I didn't know what should be the path, how one should understand this. What's the correct way? Of course, there is no correct, incorrect, but what's the way? बहुत वर्ष परे over a period of time, practice, I've realized that this is what we mean when we say that now is important. So it's all about now. Now means mo hatre jaha bartaman hei paruchi mu koibi kali kono mu jani. I don't think about that. So we limit ourselves from overthinking. I desist myself from overthinking. If I do that, I'll probably have less of BP, less of diabetes, less of everything. This is actually so related to our well-being, to our material world, to our everyday world, that it's amazingly beautiful. Amazingly beautiful. But say click tower, it's a flower to bloom korea. It's a flower bloom korea pe we have to create an atmosphere where the flower will bloom. You have to create that aura, that happiness, or that contented. It's not only happiness. You have to be content. You have to be one with nature. Only then you'll realize that you are attracting positive things. You are attracting positive energies and you are growing. This is what we want people in all the districts, all the villages of Odisha to sometime realize. This is not which is going to happen everywhere. It cannot happen. But if you lay the foundation, then on top of that, as I was telling you, we can do programs. We can do programs for the youth. We can do programs. There are many clubs, groups, youth clubs अच्छी, youth group अच्छी, women groups अच्छी, farmer groups अच्छी, बहुत जिनिस अच्छी, बहुत जिनिस हुए भी. That was the original idea of having probably, Bhagavad Tungi is one part of it, but there are other clubs भी है very much. Wellness clubs अच्छी, wellness centers ଏବେ बहुत जिनिस अच्छी, but ताको content दबाक पड़ियो, ताको तार content टा strong है. They don't know what to do. They have infrastructure, they don't know what to do. You have to fill that with content, which will help our race. ओडिया जातिर प्राण हैला youth आगुको. ताको हमको बंचे रखिया पड़ियो. ताको बंचे रखिया पड़ियो with आध्यात्मिकता, spiritualism. Spiritualism will lead us to better health. Better health will lead us to better productivity. Better productivity will lead us to GDP. Better GDP will lead us to better happiness index. And better happiness index will again plow back to better next gen, better future generations. Our jodi happiness, amaro Maslow's hierarchy, if there is self-actualization, basic need fulfill hela par jeto self actualization asuchi settabele more and more people will gravitate towards preserving art, culture, heritage, fine arts, better things in life, finer things in life, aesthetics in life. Then aesthetics will come. নহলে আজি ଆପଣ जो भलिया रील्स देखुचंती भयंकर रील्स, भयंकर शब्द, भयंकर लैंग्वेज, अति बॉडी, अति वल्गर, अति अति नीच स्तरर रील्स जो चली. How do we stop that? How do we make people realize that this is not what you want? This is not what we want. बहुत वर्ष तले मत जने प्रोड्यूसर, सिनेमा प्रोड्यूसर को पचारथिले आपण काहे सिनेमा करछोंदी, से कहले लोक तो देखुछंदी, से चिकन एंड एग स्टोरी आगे जदि भलो सिनेमा करबी लोक कोन देखिबेनी, देखिबे, करंतु थरे तो करिक देखंतु, से रिस्क टा नबो के, who will take that risk? They have to take that risk. You have to do that. Now if you don't want to do that, let's be here where we are, or we'll go down even. So if it's a alumni meeting there, hope I'm not getting late. I don't know.
You can speak for some more moments, sir. No issue. Sir.
2 more minutes, sir.
Sir.
So I'll end this with a very interesting discussion that happened in the alumni meet. Alumni meet रे आपण देखिबे कॉलेज रो बैच हला कि स्कूल रो बैच हला कि प्रोफेशनल एजुकेशन रो बैच हला कोठी हला देखा हेले दी तीन टा जिंस आगे जो माने बाहर थिबे से माने टिके ओडिसा टा को क्रिटिसाइज कर देबे जे ठी किछ होउनी, किछ होबार नाही, किछ होबनी, एवं जो माने ओडिसा थिबे से माने टिके टिके बैकफुट हे जिबे काहे ना बाहर को जो माने जाइचंती दे हैव अ डिफरेंट स्टेटस और सेटा हेची because of us, nobody else to blame. तेणु सेटा टिके हे जाय एवं ता परे किछि समय परे से खिया पिया से सब परे निजरो बहादुरी कथाटा स्टार्ट मु केते बड़. आपण देखिबे बहुत गुडे सभा समिति रे जेतोले हमर बहुत सेलिब्रिटीज मान को डका जाय, प्रथमे तो माइक छाड़ंतिनी एवं द्वितीय कथा केवल मो कथा कहते, मु कौन कली. आज्ञा जदि आपण एते महान और एते काम करिथिले ताहले हमर एते क्राइसिस वर्तमान काहे कि हिचे, आपण कोन कंट्रीब्यूट करथिले पचरे उचित न पचरे भूल. घंटा घंटा भाषण दउछथि आपण निज विषय, केवल निज विषय, सॉल्यूशन कौन आज्ञा मु थिला बेले एटा करथिली तो गोटे जाति पाई आपण करथिले आपण कर्तव्य एटा आपण दया करथिले के का को दया करनी आज्ञा आपण को करबा उचित जो जगह रे आमे भाबुचे जे इफ वी आर थिंकिंग 5 minutes for the state and this is a charity or philanthropy for the state nobody can help the state nobody sorry to say nobody can help the state so alumni meet रे so निज विषय आरंभ हुए मु कौन कली मु कौन कली केवल गोटे जिनस आप पचारे सब है जे स्टेट टा कौन कल निज गाँ कौन कल निज साई कौन कर निज घर कौन कर पचार देवे यू विल इमिडिएटली गेट टू नो द ट्रुथ सांगे सांगे गोटे साइलेंस एंड जिनसा गोटे अलग प्रकार बट दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स नीड टू बी डिस्कस्ड एंड नीड टू बी इन द कन्वर्सेशन टू ब्रिंग दैट बिग चेंज वी हैव टू नाउ ब्रिंग दैट चेंज इट्स टाइम फॉर दैट आमे जदि एबे कहूछु कोरापुट रे बलदा केव्स रे बलदा हिल्स रे एबे हम गोटे ऑब्जर्वेटरी करबा कथा हमें 4 जण कहीं कहूछु 400 लोक कहबा कथा 40,000 लोक कहबा कथा जो माने ऑब्जर्वेटरी अछंती जो माने एरोस्पेस रे अछंती जो माने एस्ट्रोनॉमी रे अछंती जो माने साइंटिस्ट अछंती जो माने साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी रे इन्वॉल्वड अछंती समस्त कहबा कथा वी हैव अ ह्यूज डायस्पोरा हु इज इन्वॉल्वड इन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी काई कहउनांती के कहबो सो इट इज आवर रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी टू वेक देम अप जे सोई थिबो आगे चेंज माने सोई थिबो ताकू उठेबो के सो वी हैव टू डू दैट जे चेंज सोईची ताकू उठेबो को पड़िबो वी हैव टू डू दैट फॉर आवर लैंड आउ से एलुमनाई रे गोटे से जने संग पचला रे एते दिन हे गला व्हाट डिड यू डू व्हेन आई गॉट मैरिड से रे वाह इंटरेस्टिंग that must have been really good kala no but she was always a troublemaker yes she was a quarrelsome person kala oof I'm so sorry then I must have suffered no I didn't suffer because I got 5,000 rupees dowry kala wow that's really good very good you must be very happy no I bought a shop and in that with that money and there was no sales I didn't do good business said oh sorry really sorry you must have suffered no I didn't suffer I sold the shop and got some good money 10,000 rupees from that and I bought another shop that's really good no but that shop caught fire and everything was gutted oh I'm so sorry you must have really suffered no but my wife also died in that fire so it's a spiral it goes on and on and on do you know what you're saying so sometime where are you I mean you're just wandering around why don't you converge why don't you get to a point why don't you stabilize why are you going round and round and round this is what is happening presently in the state with the youth they are rudderless their direction we have to give them direction we have to tell them not only to improve themselves but also to get engaged otherwise don't lament let's not talk about reels let's not talk about their spending overtime in social media spending time in social media is required but not overtime so all this is there the solutions are there let me because I'm always a very positive person and I always think that there is a solution to everything in fact that was also one of the other conflicts mu joda apnu prathame kahili that there was a conflict whether I should submit or whether I should do so doing and you know
समर्थ
enjoying or
संकल्प
doing and not doing and enjoying that's one conflict the other conflict was I'm so positive with everything should I be so positive because there is an element of schadenfreude there's this German word schadenfreude which means that I'm always happy with your misery ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଥର ଦେଖିଛି ଚାରିପଟେ ଆପଣ you realize that people are not very happy with your happiness or with your uh, achievements or with your if I'm happy you're not happy you're suddenly you're not happy you're a little insecure why this? Why can't you be happy? And then they give you that self-doubt. No, no, why are you so happy? ସବୁବେଳେ ଏତେ ଗୋଟେ ଖୁସି କ'ଣ? ଏତେ ଖୁସି ହେବାର କ'ଣ କାରଣ କ'ଣ ଅଛି? So you have to be ସବୁବେଳେ ଟିକେ frowning, ସବୁବେଳେ ଟିକେ cribbing, ସବୁବେଳେ ଟିକେ complaining. ନାଇଁ ମୋ ଏଟା ହେଇନି, ନାଇଁ ମୋ ସେଟା ହେଇନି, ଓ ମୋର ଏମିତି ହେଲା. So if there is a misery in me, then there is a very sudden, ତାପରେ ଆପଣ patronize କରିବା start କରିବେ. ନା ନା ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଏମିତି ହୁଏ, ସେମିତି ହୁଏ, ବୁଝେଇବେ. So there is an element of patronizing immediately. And this has come from the lack of mentoring, which I started off with. So we need to have mentoring, and I appreciate this podium, this coming together on Sunday evening, doing this regularly. Please do this. This has the potential of change. Change happens with little ignition, and you've actually ignited. All the best. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. I really enjoyed all that I heard from you, and I hope all the members who are present today also might have enjoyed. I would now request Prita to take over and start the question and answer session. And I'm happy to notice that Dr. Ringo Rengadhar has joined from Malaysia. So at the beginning of this talk, we had a little discussion about you, Rangadhar Bhai. So I would request Prita to take over and start the question and session. Rangadhar Bhai being the first respondent. Prita, are you there?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ବହୁତ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ସୁନିଲ ବାବୁ. First of all, our heartfelt thanks to Sri Charudutta sir for coming and enlightening us with all these introspective, retrospective, and vital questions that should plague all of us as a jati right now. The renaissance that is needed for all of us to rediscover, reaffirm ourselves, and do the right kind of changes. I hope with your talk, more and more hearts and minds are inspired. So with that, let's start our discussion, question answer session. And as Sunil sir said, I would like if Dr. Ringo Rengadhar sir has any observations or anything to talk to Charudutta sir, please go ahead. And then I see Chandramausi's video is on. After that, Chandramausi, you can go. Namaskar, Chandramausi. Ringo sir, your audio is still off. Please switch on your audio. Unmute.
Anyway, namaskar. I was traveling, just reach home, and Anyway, the subject is very interesting. I did one subject on self-introspection on the career guidance, and I saw quite compatible the subject here. Anyway, it's very interesting. I saw a little bit that about if I want to be happy, it starts with me first, and then who am I, where I came from, which village or which town I came from. So it starts that when you start reflecting, we can see there will be less unnecessary involvement. Automatically we focus to ourselves, focus to me, what I've done for the community, what I've done for my people, what I've done for me, what I've done for my family. So I saw a little bit, it's quite interesting. Definitely, Mr. Charudutta, I'll communicate with you on more on this subject, but it's a very interesting subject. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
नमस्कार समस्तंको एठारु मु अमेरिकारु चंद्रा मिश्र कहूची. धन्यवाद चारुदत्त बाबू, आपण बहुत I should talk in English perhaps. Sorry, I'm talking in Odia because then most of the people can understand. Or should I go ahead and talk in Odia, Preeta?
No, it is totally up to you, Chandramausi. Please.
Okay.
Actually
रही अमेरिका रे बाहरे ओडिसा रु बाहरे 55 वर्ष हैला, किंतु मु ओडिया रे प्रांजल भाबरे कहया को इच्छा करे आ ओडिया भी कहि पारे. केवल 17 वर्ष ओडिसा रे थिली. आपनकर सब कथा मते बहुत भल लागला. आपण मेंटरशिप विषय रे कहिले ସେଇଟା ବହୁତ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ, କାରଣ ଆମେ ସେଇଟା ବହୁତ କମ୍ କରୁ। ଗୋଟିଏ କଥାରେ ମୁଁ ସହମତ ନୁହଁ ଯେ ବୋଧେ ଆପଣ ବୋଧେ ଆଲୁମିନାଇ ମିଟିଂରେ କାହାକୁ ଦେଖିଥିବେ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାଏ ସବୁବେଳେ ସମସ୍ତେ ମୁଁ ବୋଲି କହନ୍ତିନି। ମେ ବି ଯୋଉ ନ୍ୟୁ ଜେନେରେସନ୍ IT ବାଲା 90 ପରେ ଆସିଛନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ଆଜ୍ଞା 70ରେ ଆସିଥିଲୁ, 70 ଟିକେ ପରେ। ଆଉ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଏଠିକି ଆସିଥିଲେ ସେମାନେ ବହୁତ କଷ୍ଟ କରି, ମୋଷ୍ଟଲି ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ, ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟର୍ସ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡକ୍ଟର୍ସ, କିନ୍ତୁ ପରେ ଯୋଉ IT ବୁମ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ସେମାନେ ଅବା ଯାଇକିରି ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ବହୁତ କହୁଥିବେ ମୁଁ ଏହା କଲି। କିନ୍ତୁ वी हैव ମାନେ ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ବହୁତ କଷ୍ଟରେ ଆସିଥିଲୁ। ସେତେବେଳେ ଏତେ ଦରମାର ବି ନଥିଲା, ବହୁତ କଷ୍ଟରେ ଏଠି ଏଷ୍ଟାବ୍ଲିଶ ହେଇଥିଲୁ। ଆଗ ତ ନିଜେ ଏଷ୍ଟାବ୍ଲିଶ ହେଲେ ଆମ ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିବ। ସେତେବେଳେ ଏତେ ଜବ୍ର ଏତେ ସୁବିଧା ବି ନଥିଲା। ମୋର ମନେ ଅଛି ଆମେ ଯାଇ ବି ପାରିନଥିଲୁ, ପ୍ରତି 5 ବର୍ଷରେ ଥରେ ଗଲେ ଆମେ ସବୁ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଆସିଥିଲୁ। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା ଆଣିଦେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି କି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜେନେରେସନ୍, ବୋଧେ ଆପଣ ୟଙ୍ଗର ତେଣୁ ଜାଣିନଥିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସମସ୍ତେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରନ୍ତି ନିଜେ, ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ବୁନ୍ଦାରେ ଯିଏ ଅଛି ନିଜ ପରିବାରକୁ କି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗାଁରେ କି କୋଉଠି। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ହେଲା ମୋ ଇଏରେ, ମୁଁ ଅବଶ୍ୟ ସେଠି ଆସି ପାଠ ପଢ଼ିଲି, ମୁଁ MSc କରିକିରି ମେଡ଼ିକାଲ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ ହେଲି। ମୁଁ କେମିତି ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କଲି, ଆମ ଘରେ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରଥମ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଝିଅ ଯିଏକି ମାଟ୍ରିକ ପାସ୍ କଲା। ସମସ୍ତେ ଭଲ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଥିଲେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମର ଚଏସ୍ ନଥିଲା। ଆମର ବାପା 16 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ କେମିତି ହେଲେ ବାହା ହେବେ। ତ ମୁଁ ଆଗ ଦେଖେଇଲି ଯେ ପାଠ ପଢ଼ିପାରିବ, ଚାକିରି କରିପାରିବ। ତାପରେ ଏବେ ମତେ 73 ବର୍ଷ ଉପରେ ହେଲାଣି। ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ କଥା କହେ ମୁଁ ସବୁଦିନ ଚାଲେ, ଏମିତି ଖାଏ। ମାନେ ମୁଁ ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ଦେବାକୁ ଚାହେଁ କି ଖାଲି 60 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ଏମିତି ନୁହଁ କି ଘରେ ବସିଯିବ, ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି। ନିଜ ହିସାବରେ, ବିକଜ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଇନ୍ ଦ ହେଲ୍ଥ କେୟାର ଫିଲ୍ଡ, ମୁଁ ସେଇ ବିଷୟରେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରେ। ନେବା ଆଉ ଦବା ତାଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରେ। ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ କହେ ଯେ ଚେକଅପ୍ କରାଅ, ବ୍ରେଷ୍ଟ କ୍ୟାନ୍ସର ପାଇଁ କି ଅମୁକ ପାଇଁ, ଯାହା ମୋ ଦ୍ୱାରା ହେଇପାରିବ। ମୋର କହିବା କଥା ହଉଛି ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ଏକା ପ୍ରକାର ନାହିଁ। କିଏ ସ୍କୁଲ କରିଦେବ, କିଏ କଲେଜ କରିଦେବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମ ହିସାବରେ ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ମୁଁ ଯାହା ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିପାରେ ଏଠି ବି କରେ, ଆଉ ଘର ପାଇଁ ବି କରେ। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ସେଇ ଏନଭାରମେଣ୍ଟରେ ରହିଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ କହିବେ ନାଇଁ 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 ଚାକରାଣୀ ଆସିଲେ ରୋଷେଇ ହବ। ମୋର କିନ୍ତୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଯେ ଏଇନେ କରିଦେବା କାହିଁକି। ତେଣୁ ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଆଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି, ଆଜ୍ ଏ ଓମ୍ୟାନ୍ and as a mother of 3 children and a working woman too. ତ ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ନିଜ ନିଜ ହିସାବରେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁ। ମୁଁ ଆଲୁମିନାଇ ମିଟିଂରେ ଯାଇନି, କାହିଁକି ମୁଁ ତ ଜମା ମାଟ୍ରିକ ପାସ୍ କରିବା ପରେ ଏଠିକି ଆସିଥିଲି, ମୋର ସବୁ ପଢ଼ା ଏଠି ହେଇଛି। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବିନି ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ କରନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାଏ ଆଇ ହୋପ୍ ମାଇ ନେଫ୍ୟୁ ଆଣ୍ଡ ନିସେସ୍ ଲୁକ୍ ଅପ୍ ଟୁ ମି। ମୁଁ ଏତେ ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ବହି ଖଣ୍ଡେ ଲେଖିଲି, ଆଉ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଲେଖିଲି। ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଜମା 17 ବର୍ଷ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ଥିଲି, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ବହି ଖଣ୍ଡେ ଲେଖିଲି ଆଉ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଲେଖିଲି, କି ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କହିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଦେଖ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ତମେ ଭୁଲି ପାରିବନି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। ମୋତେ ବହୁତ ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିଥିଲା, କିନ୍ତୁ କରି ତ ପାରିଲି। ଆଉ ଭଗବାନଙ୍କ ଦୟାରୁ ବହିଟି ବଡ଼ ପପୁଲାର ହେଇଛି, ଝିଅଟେ ପଥୁରିଆ ସାହିରୁ। ତ ମୁଁ ସେଇ କଥାଟା ଆଣିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି। ଆଉ ମୋ ହଜବେଣ୍ଡ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ହେଲେ ବି ମୁଁ କେବେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିନି ସେଠିକି ଗଲେ ତଳେ ବସି ପାରିବେନି କି ଇଏ କରିପାରିବେନି। ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମର ସାଧାରଣ ଘରେ ରହୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ, ଆଉ ପିଲାମାନେ ବି ସେୟା କରନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ବେଶୀ ମୁଁ କିଛି କହୁନି, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଅଲଗା ପଟରେ ଆଣିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ କି ଅନେକ ଲୋକ ମୋରି ଭଳିଆ ବି ଅଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବିନି ଯୋଉମାନେ 90 ପରେ ଆସିଲେ ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ ଯାଇକିରି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଠି ବା କ'ଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆମେରିକାରେ ବହୁତ ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼େ ଆଜ୍ଞା। ମାନେ ଏ ବୟସରେ ବି ଆମେ ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ବି କାମ କରି ଚାଲିଛୁ, ନିଜର ସ୍ୱାସ୍ଥ୍ୟ ଆଉ ନିଜର ପରିସ୍ଥିତି ସବୁ ବିଷୟରେ। ତେଣୁ ଏମିତି ନୁହଁ ଯେ ହଁ ଟିକେ ଆମର ଲିଭିଂଟା ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ ଭଲ କଲୁ, ସେଠି ବି ହେଉଛି। ଯୋଉ ମୋର ପୁତୁରା ଶୁଭେନ୍ଦ୍ର ଏଠି ସବୁବେଳେ ବସେ, ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ଭଲ କାମ କଲେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ହେବ। ଶୁଭେନ୍ଦ୍ର ଇଜ୍ ଏ ଗୁଡ୍ ମେଣ୍ଟର, ଆଇ ନୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ he does lot of public work also. ତେଣୁ ଇଣ୍ଡିଭିଜୁଆଲ ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରେ, ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ନେଇପାରିବାନି। ବସ୍ ମୁଁ ଏତିକି କହି ବନ୍ଦ କରୁଛି। ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଗପୁଡ଼ି, ତେଣୁ ବହୁତ ଗପ ମୋର ଚାଲିବ। ମୋର ଆଶା କି ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ଟିକେ ଅଲଗା ଦିଗଟା ବି ଜାଣିବେ କି ଆମେରିକାରେ କ'ଣ ଚାଲେ କି କ'ଣ ଆମେ କରୁ। प्रीता भी ये अच्छी सी आम घर पाखे सी भी कही पार तार रूटीन केमती स्टार्ट हुए आम खाली एठी बसिकी रहनु सका उठुजे पूरा राति पर्यंत किसी ना किसी चली थाए एति कही मोर बाणी बंद करछि कहार जदि कोन क्वेश्चन मो पई थाए मु खुशी हेबी आपणकर जो आपण लेखिले जो मते बहुत भल लागिला बहुत टू दी पॉइंट मु बसी सब सुनुथिली आ होपफुली मु ताकू अप्लाई भी कर परबी निजर डेली लाइफ रे थैंक
Thank
यू
you.
मते चांस देबा जोगु
Thank you again. Movie थिली
धन्यवाद।
again.
Sri Charudat sir was also in, I think, in the US for some time, right?
Yes.
Uh, ନାଇଁ ଆପଣ କିଛି କହିବେ ସାର୍?
मते कहउछंदी
ଚନ୍ଦ୍ରା ମ୍ୟାଡାମଙ୍କ ଯୋଉ କଥା ଆପଣଙ୍କର କିଛି କହିବାର ଥିଲା?
ना 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 मु
ମୋର
तो
observation
माने
କିନ୍ତୁ
I
ମୁଁ
completely
ମୁଁ କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଚନ୍ଦ୍ରା ମାଉସୀ ଚାରୁଦତ୍ତ ସାର୍ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହିଲେ ଆଲୁମିନି ମିଟ୍ କଥା ହି ଡିଡ୍ ନଟ୍ ନେସେସରିଲି ମିନ୍ that people who have gone out of country and come back ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେ ମାନେ କହିନାହାନ୍ତି he was making a general statement right ଚାରୁ sir
absolutely मु जमा ही सेटा कहि नथि
जोटा कि सत कथा सब जगह सब प्रकार कॉन्ग्रिगेशन हुए सब प्रकार लोक माने आसंती तेणु एगुडा को जस्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन एगुडा को
नो
को
वन थिंग नहीं नहीं आपण ठीक कथा कहले मु खाली कहया को चाहूँ देखंतु आपण ज्वलंत उदाहरण देखंतु एते वर्ष परे लोक 5 वर्ष आसिक कहते आम ओडिया किसी जानिनु आम कहनु कि से ओडिया मीडियम रे पढ़ी तापर कहते भुवनेश्वर छड़ा आम गाँव में रही पारिबुनी आम झील ये पाठ पढ़ी सब करी माने मु कहूँ जे डिपेंड करे माने केमिति तमे ग्रूम करच को माइंड सेट करच मते तो किसी असुविधा लगुनी ओडिया रे कहबा कि ओडिया रे लेखिबा आउ पिला माने भी गले सब भल टिके टिके एपट सेपट असुविधा हुए
କିନ୍ତୁ
तो
ମାଉସୀ
एमानके
ଆପଣ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ପୁରା ଭ୍ୟାଲିଡ ଆପଣ ଯାହା ବି କହିଲେ all those points are valid ମାନେ thank you for making those points
आज्ञा एंड आई वुड जस्ट माने रीइंफोर्स जोटा श्री चारुदत्त सर कहते कि माने जो मेंटरिंग टा माने वी शुड कनेक्ट आमे जे जो जगह रे अछु केवल बाहर भारत बाहर भी नहीं ओडिशा बाहर हो कि ओडिशा रो गाँ मानकर आसिकिना सहर मानकर भी जो माने चाकरी बाकरी करुछंदी से माने निजर रूट से माने लोकल माने जोटा तांगर कम्युनिटी आम जब आम कम्युनिटी मान को सशक्तिकरण करवा इफ वी एम्पावर द कम्युनिटीज then the society will thrive and the changes, as you said sir, change is the only constant. We have to go with the change, but we have to go positively and constructively. So धनंजय सर भंजय सर मु देखुची वीडियो ऑन अच्छी सर आपनकर किछि
एक्चुअली नमस्ते एक्चुअली मते कहर किछि नाही मोटी व्यस्तता मध्ये टिके लेट रे जॉइन कली लेट माने पूरा आधा समय पर लेट कली तथापि ए गोटे कोटेशन अछि मते भारी भल लागिला ए विषय मते पूरा नुवा लागिला जेंति एटा हमर चिरंतन सत्य ये विषय वस्तुटा समस्त पई सार्वकालिक सार्वभौमिक किंतु आमे आ ऊपर बेसी फोकस करूने मटेरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड रे रही कि आमे एते व्यस्त हो जाउछे सत कथा हमको समय काढिया पड़िबो हमको आत्मचिंतन आत्ममंथन करने पड़ो रूट लेवल रे जाइए आम पुणी आम ग्रास रूट आमर रेस जावाक पड़ो गोटे कोटेशन अच्छी कार्ल मार्क्स रिलीजन ऊपर तो रिलीजन टा कौन कार्ल मार्क्स कहते रिलीजन इज द ओपियम ऑफ द पीपुल जमती अफिम गंजा गोटे नशा हो जाए रिलीजन गोटे नशा तो से सनातनी हो बा मुस्लिम ईसाई ये अलग अलग धर्म सनातनी से अलग तेणु एपरी कार्ल मार्क्स निजे कहते ओपियम ऑफ द पीपुल लोकों मन में गोटे प्रकार का विचार को इम्पोज करदे आइडिया रु आइडियोलॉजी जमती तैयारी हुए पकेट रे चॉकलेट रखीचे चॉकलेट टा जदी संगे संगे न खाइबे सेटा मेल्ट हो पकेट खराब करबा चॉकलेट खाइबा पुराइबे तो आइडिया को आइडियोलॉजी रे कन्वर्ट करबा पई हमर ओपियम जमती नशा सेमती रिलीजन गोटे नशा आ गोटे कोटेशन अछि वी हैव जस्ट एनफ रिलीजन to make us hate to each other, but not enough to make us love one another. ये जोनाथन स्विफ्ट कहते तेणु आम एत धर्म क्रिएट कर देचे धर्म उपधर्म ब्रांच सब ब्रांच खोल देचे हम बेसिक टाको भूल जाऊ द मैन कैन फ्लाई लाइक ए बर्ड मैन कैन स्विम लाइक ए फिश बट मैन कैन नॉट वॉक लाइक ए मैन तो वर्तमान समय समाज एटा डिमांड करूची चाहूची आम समते चाहूचे आमे निजे चाहूचे आम पुओ नाती संस्कारी होंतु किंतु आमे केते दूर आमे संस्कार को फॉलो करछे सेटा हम देखिया कथा जा हो मोर किछ प्रश्न नहीं मते भारी भल लागिला ये प्रबुद्ध वाणी थिला ये आ भल लागिला चंद्रा मिश्रंकर स्टेटमेंट भल लागिला आ सार तो अछंती गीता मैडम तो अछंती आगु को चलांतु भल लागिला धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद
Charudat sir, do you have anything आपण किछि कहिबे आपरे?
जदि आउ किछि क्वेश्चन नाही ताले आई लाइक टू सम अप
ताले मु लास्ट टाइम पचार दोची ध्यानचंद मिश्र बाबू, संतोष कुमार सिंह बाबू and किशोर पटनायक sir I see on the screen like your attendance. जदि आपण माने केही किछि कहबा को चाहउचंदी कि प्रश्न पचारबा को चाहउचंदी आमे आपण निजर ऑडियो वीडियो ऑन करी कि पचारि पारंती. Nahale I'll hand it over back to Sunil Babu. Please go ahead. Back to you, Sunil sir.
Okay. Thank you. जदि आप कहार किछु पचरा नहीं ताले maybe we should wind up this session.
मोर एक्चुअली पचरा नहीं मु भी खाली सर को आउथरे हार्टफेल थैंक्स जणिया को चाहूची. बहुत धन्यवाद श्री चारुदत्त sir for coming and speaking like about so many things in such simple way as well as a very I would say spiritual way also जोड़ा कि बहुत in depth रे it's making us question a lot of things like how we lead our lives or what are we doing and you know things like that. So, and I loved the poem in your book. I look forward to getting a copy of that whenever it's possible. The way you write, it resonates with me. The style of writing and the abstract and spiritual and the mundane, everything you have combined there. So I really look forward to reading that book. And all the best, very best, whatever you have been doing, please keep doing that. And we will all be doing our little parts from our little parts of the world wherever and whatever we can. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you. So we have this for the last 26 years there is this organization called FIDR. So FIDR टा हम गोटे think tank भुवनेश्वर रे करितिलु एबे सेटा 8-10टा स्टेट रे काम करछि एवं अन्य कंट्री रे भी काम करछि बाहर देश रे इंक्लूडिंग यूएसए. सो सेइथिरे हमें चेष्टा करछु किछि डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स रे सेठी मु जहा कहिली सेथिरे काम करिया पई हेगलानी 25-26 वर्ष हेगलानी वी आर वर्किंग. आपण माने जेतेबेले भी केबे भी यू गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी प्लीज डू ड्रॉप इन आपण केबे आसुतबे यू कैन गो एंड सी सम ऑफ द वर्क दैट वी डू एट द लास्ट माइल. आपण मान को ये रे जदी को यंग पिला माने इंटरेस्टेड इन डूइंग इंटर्नशिप और समथिंग लाइक दैट हैप्पी टू हेल्प देम. हमर बहुत यूएस और बाहर यूनिवर्सिटीज रो पिला माने आसी कि सेठी इंटर्नशिप करूचंती एबे भी करूचंती करंती सब वर्ष. So we'll be happy to help them and do that. So तांको last mile नहीं कि सेठी तांको एगुड़ा सब sensitize करी तांको द्वारा काम करेबा is the whole idea. आउ से माने बहुत जन भी बहुत successfully they have written dissertations, papers, काम भी करती खाली लिखिबा नुहे काम भी हुए. बायोडाइवर्सिटी रे भी काम होची बे मैनग्रोव प्लांटेशन रे काम होची कार्बन रिडक्शन रे काम होची. You know, a lot of things that's happening. Ebong at the same time cultural rejuvenation भी होची जो जगह रे हमरो दासकाटिया पाला रो टिके समान को सपोर्ट दरकार we are doing that. तेणु आपण fidrindia.org you can go to that site and have a look. बहुत जिनस होची गंजाम रे अन्य अन्य सबुठी रायगडा कोरापुट अनडिवाइडेड कोरापुट. So please do that. Visit and you'll get to know.
Sir?
Please visit that and you'll get to know about.
Oh yes.
How about a global Odia connect ହେଇଛି. So ସେଇଟା ବି so we have set that up. I am on the board of Global Odia Connect. So ସେଇଟା US based ଓଡ଼ିଆ connect ଗୋଟେ ହେଇଛି platform ରେ. So I'll send you all the details. ମୁଁ ପଠେଇଦେବି ଆପଣ.
Yeah.
ବହୁତ କାମ ହଉଛି, so please feel free. ଆପଣ
Sir,
ଯେତେବେଳେ
ବହୁତ
involved ହେବେ,
ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ
please.
sir. ବହୁତ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ
Thank you.
ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମାନେ ଟୋଟାଲ ଟକ୍ ଟା ପ୍ରୋଭୋକେଟିଭ ପ୍ରୋଭୋଡ ଇନ ଦ ସେନ୍ସ ଆପଣ ଗୁଡାଏ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ସ ରେସ୍ କଲେ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଡେଫିନେଟଲି it is worth thinking seriously about that, like where is the civil society. ତ ଯାହା ଆପଣ କହିଲେ ସମର୍ପଣ ସଂକଳ୍ପ ଏସବୁ କଥା କହିଲେ, ବିକଶିତ ଭାରତ କଥା କହିଲେ, ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବରେ ଆମ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ପଏଣ୍ଟର୍ସ ଟୁ କ୍ୟାରି ଅନ୍ ୱାର୍କ ଅବାଉଟ୍। ତ ବହୁତ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ସାର୍। ମୁଁ ଆଶା କରୁଛି ଯେ ଆଜି ଯୋଉମାନେ ଆମର ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ସମସ୍ତେ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବରେ ଆଜିର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମଟାକୁ ଉପଭୋଗ କରିଥିବେ ଏବଂ କାଲି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଏଟା ଅପଲୋଡ କରିବୁ ସେମାନେ ୟାକୁ ତାଙ୍କ ମହଲରେ ଏଟାକୁ ପ୍ରଚାର ପ୍ରସାର କରିବେ, ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ଯେ ଏଇଭଳି ଆଲୋଚନା ଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ଆମ ଲୋକମାନେ ବା ଆମ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ଯୋଉ ଭବିଷ୍ୟତର ବଂଶଧର ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିବା ଦରକାର। ତ ସେଇ ଆଶା ନେଇ ଆମେ ଆଜି ରଖିବା। ପୁଣି ଆଉ ଥରେ ଚାରୁଦତ୍ତ ପାଣିଗ୍ରାହୀ ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦଉଛି ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦଉଛି ଆଜି ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଥିବାରୁ। ନମସ୍କାର।
ନମସ୍କାର।